A miniature demon head embedded in a handle? Now that's a cool knife. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. First knife review of 2025. Today is all about a company called Kuyamokit out of Indonesia, and they sent me what they're calling their Demon Slasher, if I'm remembering that correctly. It's roughly a 210mm Gyuto, but it has a super particular shape and handle. This is a super cool knife and I can't wait to show it to you. So essentially what we're going to do is I'm going to get Alif, who's the owner of Kuyamokit, to introduce himself and the knife. Then we're going to go into the unboxing, we're going to go into the knife demo, and if you stick around till the end, you'll get to hear what I think of the full build. Let's get into the video and we'll come back to share our review.
Hi, my name is Alif and I'm the owner of Kuyamokit. Kuyamokit is from Indonesia and I started making the knife since 2017, but Kuyamokit itself was born in 2019. Our specialty is in the artistic knife specialty. You can see my creation on the Instagram on Kuyamokit, or you can visit my website on kuyamokit.com. Now I have a gift from my friend Frankie. He's gonna reviewing my one-off creation which called Demon Slasher Gyuto. So what are you waiting for now? Let's see him review my knife.
Another package, this time from Indonesia. But duties, what are you doing? What is this? If you're supposed to have a sense of pride in the work you do, I'm going to disagree based on all the packaging ending up here. All you had to do was pull the sleeve up. So anyhow, let's unbox this and hope that its contents are safe. If not, this knife rack was brought to you by the Canadian Border Services Agency, everybody. You can see here the company that sent this to us, Kuyamokit. Beautiful presentation box, that's for sure. And this is probably what saved the knife. Nice little lock. We have what I'm guessing is wood filler. Let's see what they sent us. So Kuyamokit from Indonesia. Dear my beloved friend, thank you for trusting us for your daily kitchen knives. We hope you enjoy every moment with our masterpiece because we know you deserve the best. It's a nice little touch. Not sure what was in here, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that the knife was in here and customs just didn't put it back. So for sure, not the most refined of presentation boxes. The look is great, quality isn't impeccable, but the thought is there and I do appreciate it. All depending on what things cost. Ooh. Well, the knife definitely appears to be intact, which is fantastic news. Let's take a look at the handle. Transparent resin, and there's an oni at the tip, which I'll have to show you in a different angle. I'm going to imagine this is some type of true stone. Yeah, very cool handle. I'm digging it. With the saya, you can get an idea of the shape of the blade. Right, kind of goes up a little bit Hakata style on the spine. We're gonna keep this bubble wrap in the back because I kind of like the look. Yeah, the whole handle is like topography inside. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Very jazzy, that's for sure. All right, let's see what they sent us. Ooh. Damn, that looks good on the eyes. Super cool shape. Beautiful finger choil. Definitely for pinch grip. Nice design. Damn, that's a good looking knife. I'm not going to lie. Let's have a look. Feels great in hand. Damn, that is one of the more comfortable finger choils I've ever had the pleasure of groping with my finger. Man, this feels nice. Feels very natural. 100% a knife designed with the pinch grip in mind. It's nice and large. It'll fit larger fingers. And for me, yeah, this just feels great. The handle isn't too large. The ferrule isn't too large right here, so it doesn't really get in the way. There's no pressure pinch points. Oh, this is great. Can't wait to use it. So I was wondering what was making my hand feel a bit uncomfortable. This is actually pretty sharp, so I wouldn't suggest using 2 fingers on this tip to rock chop. Bring it back to right behind the K-tip. Much better. Yeah, that's not quite comfortable, but this is. which is still fine because this knife has plenty of belly, allowing you to hold it further back and to still maintain a steady rock sweep. Rock chop. Not a knife I would rock with, but you can do it. Having some trouble going through the tomato skin, so potentially needs more bite on the edge. Heel has more bite than the rest of the knife edge. Based on the cherry tomato, I'm going to predict that it's not going to go too well with the pepper once we try to cut skin side up, but we'll see how it goes. Nice sharp usable tip, and now mainly a test of bite. Not too bad, to be honest. I expected worse based on the cherry tomato. Very, very nice. Cherry tomato could have been a little bit too soft. Really like the aggressive sharp tip. Now it's not effortless, but it gets the job done. And it's not dull, it's just not the super sharpest, bitiest against the red bell pepper. Still super fun to use. So, what do you think? Does it make sense now why I wore a really bright shirt? I was trying to kind of match the bolster, and I think I did a pretty good job. What do you guys think? I think this is a super snazzy looking knife. It is so nice. All right, let's dive into the two pieces of criticism that I do have for Alif, and then I'll tell you everything that I do like about the knife. The presentation box. I know, you all know that I like to hound on these presentation boxes a lot, mainly for one thing, because I find them a little bit too large. However, at the same time, makers typically make these to be one size fit all, so that they don't need to make them over and over and customize them. You know, it's a nice way of reducing costs, but still getting you a presentation box. But that's not my beef with this presentation box. It's the pink wood filler. Now, personally, to me, I think there's about 3 ways that you can address the quality of the wood. If there's holes in it and you don't like the way it looks, you can discard it. That's method 1. Method 2 is fill the holes, but don't make it look like it's filled, right? You need to make sure that it doesn't attract attention away from the whole box in itself, which isn't the case here. You can really see those kind of pink filled holes in what is a much lighter wood box. Or number 3 is kind of just leave it as is. It's almost like a Japanese way, just make those imperfections stand out. But what he did instead with method 4 is he did fill the holes, but he did it in a way that, to me, it really drew attention away from the box. So forget that we know I always have beef with a little bit with the size of these presentation boxes, but to me, I think he should have either left them unfilled, or also he could have done maybe, say, method 5, just paint the box over so that it doesn't look like they're filled. The second piece of constructive feedback that I'd give Alif is, I'm all about including a saya with your knife, especially when we know that this isn't a factory-made knife, it's a handmade kitchen knife, and so I would have expected the saya to just fit a little bit more tightly, a little bit more snugly. Now, funny enough, typically I don't reach out to other people to know what they think about the products from the same brand that I've just received and reviewed, but I did reach out to someone. Actually, the conversation, to be honest, kind of just happened organically, and they told me that their saya from Kuyamokit on their knife fits really snugly. Not too snugly, just nice and snug. It doesn't really have that spare movement. So if that's the case, then a little bit like going out to restaurants, it's a consistency issue. So I would just invite you to double check that saya to make sure that it doesn't move too much, because it's always a kind of concerning sound when your saya wobbles in place. Otherwise, let's get into what I really liked about the knife. For starters, just about everything. This is a really awesome shape. As you notice, I think with the rock sweep, I hadn't realized that the tip, which I guess we can call a K-tip even though it's curved, but it's actually sharper than I thought. It's almost feels like it's not part of the spine. And if you take a look at the spine, actually, it goes really thin, almost into nothingness by that tip. So if you get this knife, I would caution you to put your fingers on the tip, because it's not that it's necessarily sharp, but it's not comfortable, and it's also not thick enough for you to put your hands comfortably there as you rock sweep. But the blade in itself, the layers of Damascus, the copper, the force etch, the beautiful true stone, the super, super cool skull and demon head in the resin handle, the half resin handle. Like, this is just a stunning knife to look at. But to me, that's not even the piece that really stands out. I mean, the whole thing visually stands out. But my favorite feature on this knife, I'm going to point at it. Oh, my finger just went through it. This is one of the most comfortable finger choils that I have ever had the pleasure of putting my finger through. It is incredibly comfortable. Most finger choils are going to be slightly rounded, but if you take a look at this one in particular, it's round. It's not just rounded, it's round so that it can really fit your finger well. And I personally think there's a lot of value to that, because this knife is one of the more comfortable knives in hand. And I really strongly believe it is because of that finger choil. So forget the fact that I love the handle, I love the Damascus, I love the force etch, I love the copper. This finger choil, leaf, that's a winner, man. Continue to include that in your knives. Funny enough, this is a finger choil that also reminds me of another amazing knifesmith out of Ireland who has some very, very unique blade shapes, a little bit like this, and that's Eric Gullickson of Gullickson Knives, and he also kind of does this with his finger choil. So to me, that's a winning feature, and it does not go unnoticed. It's a small feature. Most people would kind of be obsessed with the handle, blade, I get it, but that finger choil is where it's at. Now, in terms of performance, this knife performed pretty well. Of course, you heard me mention that I thought it didn't have quite enough bite for a cherry tomato, or that the bite seemed to come more from the heel than the rest of the blade. Having some trouble going through the tomato skin, so potentially needs more bite on the edge. Likely the blade was polished at a, I don't know, 3K and above is the way I kind of like to figure things out. If it didn't effortlessly go through a cherry tomato, then it doesn't have enough teeth, it doesn't have enough bite to the edge, so likely it's going to be a higher polished grit finish. One way too you can kind of figure that out is going through the carrot. It was pretty smooth, a little bit of wedging right at the end, but much better than most knives have done actually coming through the Kitchen Knife Guy studio. This was a great knife to rock sweep, which means it has a nice resilient edge. Of course, I did some silly things like cut through a donut. I just like to push knives a little bit outside of their comfort zone and mine. So yeah, I'm probably gonna put a 1K grit edge because that's how I like to rock these things. But this is a great looking knife, even after all the use and the multiple ingredients that I put before it. That forced etch is still standing strong, so it's nice and sticky. Beautifully tight Damascus pattern. That handle is stunning, and it's just, it's a unique piece. It's a piece that on my knife bar, it's just going to sing. People are going to ask questions, and when people ask questions, you drive sales. So Alif, well done. All in all, though I can't quite disclose the price at the moment because he is revising it, I think once he does come out with a price, there's the potential for this to be a really good value. You get a presentation box, you get a saya, you get a really cool looking blade. If you want to support someone from Indonesia, this is likely where it's at. You get a really beautifully crafted handle. But more than that, just conceptually, like when have you seen this? I mean, I've maybe seen a few people do things like, I don't know, gold leaf and resin, carbon fiber and resin. But this Demon Slasher Gyuto is absolutely fantastic. Again, the finger choil to me is single-handedly the winning feature, which says a lot when a knife like this has that much visual appeal. Now, this won't be a knife for everyone. Some people might find it too loud, and that's completely okay. But for those that do like something, again, that's a little bit more design forward, this might be a knife that you're really interested in getting. And if so, just make sure to go check out Kuyamokit on Instagram. As usual, if you guys like what I do, please remember to like and subscribe, hit that bell button so that you're always up to date with all my latest content. Alif, thank you so much for sending me the Demon Slasher. We talked about this months ago, but I think you really do have quite the unique design. And this is a fantastic all-around knife for the most part. I'm probably going to put a 1K grit finish on this bad boy because that's how I like him. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.